Well, we got a little bit of new Young Justice news, and I have to say, it's as confusing as it is interesting. Recently, we found out where the show actually lands overall on HBO Max when it comes to their animated projects. But what exactly does this mean, and will it help get us that Season 5 we all really want? Let's take a couple minutes to break it all down. Hey guys, well, I know many of you, like me, are hoping for some news for a Season 5 of Young Justice. All the turmoil at Warner Bros. Discovery has made it so we really haven't gotten any updates at all about the show in a really long time. Now, over the weekend, I saw multiple reports talking about how well the show did on HBO Max's animated slate, and I thought we could dive a little bit into that. Now, the report that's being passed around is that Young Justice actually made the top 10 of animated shows on HBO Max. And when I read the report, I just asked myself, what exactly does that mean? I mean, typically, it's good to be in the top 10, unless, of course, the field of contenders is 15 to 20. That puts you in the middle. Now, if you look at HBO Max and their animated library, quite honestly, it's really massive, and I'm unsure how this compares with other projects. Was this the top 10 shows that were released this year, or top 10 overall? Keep in mind, HBO Max just clipped almost 40 shows. So on its surface, this is probably some good news, but it's still a bit unclear. If we consider all the shows that were dropped, this puts Young Justice in the top 20% of all their animated content, maybe the top 10. So I think this is good news, but like I said, it is a bit confusing. Now, there are a couple of other reports that I saw that do generate a couple of other questions and could make this, well, even more confusing. There have been lots of other reports indicating the numbers were really high. The team at Flix Patrol actually showed Young Justice at the number 3 animated show very recently. And even HBO Max's numbers at the beginning of October put it in the top 10 overall. That's not top 10 animated, that's top 10 out of everything. And that is absolutely super impressive. We also can harken back to the reports that Greg Wiseman himself gave us, indicating that the numbers themselves were not just impressive, they were pretty stunning. So all these things once again add up to some potential good news for the show. We are all waiting on some sort of Season 5 announcement, and I think a lot of those decisions are based basically on one thing: profitability. Profitability is key, and driving views, and more importantly subscribers, is something every show that they're showing on the streaming service needs to do. It appears, at least on the view front, Young Justice does a great job for HBO Max, and considering the last season was a $12 million budget, it is a really amazing return on investment for the streaming service. Now, like we said, this is all good news, but there are some other things we can do to maybe help get us to Season 5, besides having outstanding ratings. Making sure fans check out the new comics Young Justice targets, or those old comics, driving some revenue into the coffers over at Warner Bros. Discovery is exactly what they're looking for, and I think it is one of the areas as fans we can really control. I always try to put a lot of those comics in the description down below. You should check them out, they are a lot of fun. I think this recent news that HBO Max's numbers were so high for Young Justice could very well be one of the things that leads to a Season 5, but I still believe we're going to be waiting a little while. Warner Bros. Discovery and their stock is absolutely tanking and really on an all-time low, and I think they're probably putting anything they can put on hold for right now until they can get this ship back in the right direction. We all heard the reports that they only had enough money to release 2 more movies this year, and that to me is pretty definitive that if they can't release movies, they're probably not signing contracts with people like Greg Wiseman to produce a whole season of a show, at least not right now. Obviously, we're huge Young Justice fans here. If you come to this channel, you know that. If you are a Young Justice fan and you want all of your updates, as well as weekly videos about Young Justice, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll make sure you get all the news. But until we know more, what do you guys think? How do you feel about Young Justice making the top 10 animated shows on HBO Max? And do you think this helps the probability of us finally getting a Season 5? Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you hit like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.